Hi. So here I have my contrast and evaluation of supports that are used in a school that we were supposed to contrast. I did mine on Bonita Middle, mostly because I'm very familiar with a lot of their supports since my son goes to that school. And I had the help. I interviewed the assistant principal, Mr. Quintero, who was very helpful with this. So I started by here. You'll see I have the RTI because that has a lot of stuff in there that we've covered in class. Bonita seems to have added a few more support systems to really help out even more the RTI supports that they offer. They have the whole thing with the three-tier system. On the first one, where it includes the classroom supports, the first tier, what they added is they have this really unique thing where it's called AEC, and students who are failing in turning assignments or homework are referred automatically to lunchtime AEC or after school or even Saturdays. This is always staffed by a teacher who's very familiar with all of the curriculum and is able to support with tutoring and really keeps track of all the assignments and making sure that the student is keeping up and is being supported in understanding what they're doing. It's really very helpful. I know I've taken advantage of it, and it's the first step in trying to really retain that student so they don't get more and more behind and therefore even having even more problems understanding what's going on. And so they do have the RTI coordinator stuff, and then they have the third tier where if students don't respond, he said they are referred for evaluation. They do have an RTI coordinator who maintains the data and tracks the progress of students and contacts the parents if there's any information that needs to be obtained from them. The parents are part of that, especially because they keep track of all the assignments. They like to use the parents as supports and give them information on how they could help with the homework so that they can assist them at home, the student at home. The admin and school principal is the one who oversees the RTI and consults with the teachers and attends the meetings regarding that. There is part of the intervention is specialized curriculum. It also screens, they keep very close documentation to see if the progress of students who are in the RTI system. Special ed teachers are also part of that team right here, and they consult with the general ed teachers to help implement RTI plans in that school, and they provide more intensive interventions. Right here, I have the 504. So as far as the 504, he said it's not always a formal document, but it does not offer real specialized intervention, specialized curriculum. However, it does provide for accommodations such as reduced homework, help during test taking, more time given. The team here includes gen ed teachers, admin, and the student themselves. It does not protect like the IEP, and they must have a physical or mental impairment to qualify under the 504 code or the plan. The documentation here is done annually. So at the end of the year, they evaluate to see how the 504 has helped and how has the student progressed. And it does not require specialized instruction. So compared to the RTI, those are the probably main things that it's different. Now, here I have the IEP for the last part. This is one that I'm very familiar with their program. They definitely, this is more goal-oriented as far as specialized instruction and accommodations. It's similar to the RTI, and they work very closely together sometimes, they told me. However, IEP, because the student is protected under the IDEA, it's far more, it's federally funded and it's federally protecting the students. So the timeliness of assessments, meetings, and progress and how the goals have met or if they have been met and what kind of special instruction the student receives has to be very clear and very definite. So, and I can attest to that. My son is in one of these IEPs. The teacher, his special ed teacher is Crystal Howard, and the psychologist is Laura Halsey. At the meetings that are attended, there must be an admin, a general ed teacher. In one very interesting situation, we had trouble getting the gen ed teacher to attend the meeting. So in this case, Mr. Quintero, who is a assistant vice principal, like I mentioned, also holds the gen ed credentials. So he was able to be there for both. So we were covered. They were covered, actually. So like I said, these goals, as opposed to RTI, they do both have specialized, individualized curriculum. However, and they very often work together, I was told. However, because of the IDEA and federal laws and funding, the IEP is far more clear and specific as to what goals need to be met, and the progress and data that is collected is very specific. So there you have it. Thank you.